In this video, we're just going to do a little fun accuracy test. Now, we have my ProTrek over here. This is an 18-year-old watch. This is the PRG 60T. It even tells you on the back. And you can see that according to that, the temperature is 20 degrees and the altitude is 415 meters. B100 is showing 395 and the altitude on the GWG 2000 is showing 415, so almost identical to this one. And the altitude on this one is showing 384. I've not really messed around with them in at least 12 hours, but at least they are all showing relatively similar heights. This one is the closest to this, and these two are very, very similar. So what I will do, I will reset these altitudes. So let's have a look at pressure. This one is showing 981, that's showing 980, that one's showing 978. So all of these are within a few numbers of each other, matching the pressure there of 980. And this one I cannot calibrate. The barometer setting on this one, you can calibrate this one. You can calibrate it using your height. But the air pressure, you cannot calibrate. And that is showing 980. That's kind of, I was expecting them to all be somewhat different, but they're not. They're all almost identical, including a nearly 20-year-old. Now, this measurement here shows the barometric pressure and the pressure. Now, I must admit, if someone could put a comment below, I don't know what the difference is between pressure and barometric pressure is. But this is set at the height here, which is 360 meters. So we've calibrated this watch. You press top left, you wait a moment, and then when it flashes you use the up and down buttons to make it go up and down. What we noticed is that you have to press the up button to go down and the down button to go up. Altitude 360 meters, and you calibrate this one by again pressing the top left. So you're pressing the same buttons from here, from an 18-odd-year-old watch to modern technology. You're still pressing the same buttons. And to go down, you press the up button, and to go up, you press the down button. Exactly the same. And then you come out by pressing the same buttons. And this one, if you want to change the altitude on this one, you don't press the button there. You undo the crown, you pull it out, and then you turn the crown to adjust the height that way, and then push the crown back in again. Barometer buttons up here on this old one. That's the only one that's changed, really. On this old one, the compass button's over here. On the new ones, they've put the barometer over here. So let's check the temperature. 20.4 on that one, 18 on this one, 23 and 22. Interestingly, that's showing 22 and a half. That's showing 23 and a half. That's showing 20 and a half. And this one is showing on the door of 19. In this instance, I will go with this one being the most accurate. I cannot imagine, and it does not feel 22 degrees. This one is showing 20 degrees, which is relatively close to 18 degrees. You can calibrate this one and this one. And interestingly, at home, I did calibrate both of these to this. And this one is now the closest to this. I don't believe you can calibrate the temperature. I've left them all to steady out on temperature wise, and you can see the control is 18.1. My ancient watch is 18.1. The B100 is 17.7, and the GWG 2000 17.2. Just remember, these two you can calibrate them, and I did mess around with them, so they may be out slightly because I was fiddle-assing with them at one time or other. Right, we'll do one more test. Right, Lass's head is facing approximately south, so the camera is facing north. Let's press the compass button. It looks like this one needs calibration by the looks of it. GWG, and it's pointing, there's a lot of metal here with tripod and everything else like that, so it's pointing in approximately that direction for north. And then we'll start this one, and this one seems to be thrown out completely by the metal in this tripod. This compass is absolutely all over the shop. Okay, we're going to have to see about calibrating this one. And of course, the other old-fashioned way, if you have an analog watch, is to point your hour hand towards the sun, which it is approximately doing, and halfway between noon and the hour hand is south. So south is about there. And of course, if you have a GMT watch, which this one effectively is, then the 24-hour hand of your GMT watch is pointing approximately north. That's approximately north in that direction. Right, what we're going to do here with this comparison is the compass. So we're going to set the compass on the GWD 100, and you can see it's pointing in that direction. And we're going to point the GG 100, and you notice that the GWG 2000, whilst it's being thrown off a little bit by the tripod and things like that, it's not really being thrown off that much, whereas the GG B100 really is very unhappy being close to this tripod. And I have calibrated them, or at least I have checked them away from this, and any metal I have noticed that is close to these two watches, this one here struggles more with it than this one. I've recalibrated it, and there's no metal around, and you can see that is now facing due south and does now appear to be working properly. It's also facing due south, so when there's no metal around, then they are behaving a little better. And this one is also showing 409 meters, and the old ProTrek 400. So, you know, even the oldie one is showing quite accurate, really, especially for its age. And that's after we climbed up this hill, bringing the watches with us, from camp just in the bottom of this little valley down here. So hopefully you enjoyed this little video that we brought to you today on comparing the sensors of these watches. Please like, subscribe, share, and I will see you again. Thank you very much. In the future, I will do the difference between this G-Shock, the GWG 2000 from 2021, and this ProTrek triple sensor from the early 2000s. And that, ladies and gentlemen, pretty much concludes the comparison in sensors between the BB100, the GWG 2000, my old Casio, ProTrek, and of course a tiny bit of Rolex chucked in for my friend Mr. Rangy Man. I know how much you love your Rolex, so I chucked in one for you.